Hello, everybody. Welcome in. We're doing some more anatomy and physiology today. How's everyone doing today? We'll get started here in just a moment. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We're doing some anatomy and physiology, some nervous system questions today. We'll go through all the nervous system stuff. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hello. How is everybody doing? Hello. Welcome. Welcome in, everybody. We'll get started here in just a moment. We are doing some nervous system questions. Hello. Happy Thursday. Hello. I would appreciate it if you guys gave the live a like. It just gets it out to more people so we can help as many people as possible on their upcoming anatomy and physiology exams. We'll get started here in just a moment. How's everyone doing today? Is anyone going to watch the NFL draft tonight? I know I'm looking forward to watching it. Hello. Does anyone have a favorite NFL team they would like to share down in the comments? Hello, we'll get started here in just a moment, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Hello. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Ollie. I do go live every day covering anatomy and physiology stuff that you guys request. We do pharmacology on Fridays, and then I do post the replays of these live streams to YouTube, and my YouTube is my name here, or it's also linked in my bio. And then I also have study guides and my notes from when I was in anatomy and physiology on my website. That is also linked in my bio. But without further ado, we will get going here with number 1, which of the following best describes the primary function of the nervous system? Which of the following best describes the primary function of the nervous system? We're on number 1 now. Welcome in if you're just joining. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ollie. I do go live every day covering anatomy and physiology topics that you guys request. Let me just make sure this is pretty centered and big enough. Is that a good size for everybody? We're on number 1 now if you're just joining. Welcome. My name is Ollie. I have a master's degree in molecular medicine. I do go live every day covering anatomy and physiology. Awesome. The answer is C. It is communication and control. So again, the primary functions. The hormone production is mainly the... Oops. Give me one sec. Let me go back to that. Sorry about that. The hormone is the endocrine system. Transport of nutrients. That is mainly the circulatory system, and detoxification is also wrong. That's primary role of the liver. All right, moving on to number 2. Which 2 main divisions of make up the nervous system? So the nervous system can mainly be broken down into 2 systems, and what are those? Yes, this will be up on YouTube. My YouTube is right here. It's also linked in my TikTok bio. But hello, everybody that just joined. Welcome. So great to see you here. My name is Ollie. I have a master's degree in molecular medicine, and I do go live every day covering anatomy and physiology. Thank you, Jordan, for the heart me. We do go over other topics as well. We will be doing pharmacology on Friday, which is tomorrow. The answer to number 2 is A. It is the central and peripheral. Number 3. The functional cells of the nervous system are called... Honestly, I feel like everybody kind of has they have different struggles. What do I think is the hardest person struggled so much with the cardiovascular system? Me personally, I love the cardiovascular system. That was probably my best one. You have your final tomorrow. Oh my goodness, good luck on your final tomorrow, Jordan. Everyone has I think my hardest one for me was lung physiology. I just always had a lot of trouble with that. I think most information-wise, it's definitely like skeletal and muscular system. Answer to number 3 is neurons. A neuron is the smallest functional unit. Again, a functional unit is the smallest structure that allows for a system to undergo its function. Let's move on to number 4. Which part of the neuron receives incoming signals? Which part of the neuron receives incoming signals? I love cardio and immune system. Awesome, Mountain. Hey, Ollie, thanks for your help. My final was due by Saturday. I appreciate you. Awesome, yeah, nope. I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Jordan, for the finger hearts. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate them a lot. I'm learning the endocrine and reproductive systems. Oh, yeah, those are... I struggled with hormones. I actually really like the hormones. I made, like, this big chart. That's how I got through it. I made this big chart, and I practiced from my chart. Alrighty. And number 4, the answer is dendrite. So dendrite receives the incoming signal. As we have, we'll draw our little neuron here. Just a quick little drawing. These are our axon terminals. This is our axon here. And this is our myelin sheath, which we'll go over in a further question. But our dendrites here are going to get received at the dendrites, which are here. It gets integrated at the soma, the cell body. Then it gets transported along the axon into the synaptic cleft. Then we have our myelin sheath, and these spaces between each are our nodes Ranvier, and these are the myelin sheath. And this is our axon. So that's our quick structure. Moving on to number 5. The space between two neurons where neurotransmitters are released is called... Hello to everybody that just did I do endocrine system this week. I didn't. So the chart is on one of my. It's on my website, but I do have a couple videos on it. It's a couple videos back. It's been a couple weeks since I've done it. So the axon terminal transmits signals to other cells. So we'll talk about that in just a second. If you would, but the actual physical component that receives it is the dendrite. That's the structure that receives it. Hello to everybody that just joined. Welcome. Happy Thursday. My name is Ollie. I have a master's degree in molecular medicine, and I do go live every single day covering anatomy and physiology. I do other things as well. We do pharmacology on Fridays, and I repost these. I post the replays of these lives to YouTube. My YouTube is my name, but it's also linked in my bio. It's Ollie Herzeg on YouTube. If there's a certain topic that's not being covered today, I have probably already covered it, and it is on YouTube. Thank you for the finger hearts. I appreciate it. And is the chemistry part in bio hard? I don't believe so, no. Chemistry itself, yes, very hard. But by itself, I don't. In biology and anatomy, I don't think so. I think it's more so the very basic stuff that you need to know. But number 5, the answer is the synaptic cleft. So we kind of talked about here with this structure. The synaptic cleft is going to be the structure here. So this is our axon terminal. This is what is going to send the signal. This is where the signal is going to be released. The synaptic cleft is the space between neurons. So if we have another neuron here and another neuron here, this is the space in between. Alrighty, number 6. What is the role of the myelin sheath? What is the role of the myelin sheath? You're an awesome teacher. Thank you. I'm retaking my CST exam. I struggle with anatomy and physiology. Anatomy and physiology is hard. Thank you for the finger heart, Charlene. I appreciate you. And if I do miss a question, I apologize. Sometimes I write on my screen and I miss it. Just feel free to repeat it. Do I have IG? Yes, my IG. I don't post on there very much, but if anyone has anything else that they'd like me to see on there, it's medzeg.ollie. That's my IG. So weird that I need to be studying and this pops up on my For You page. Yeah, this is a great way to study. Oh my god, yes, taking my test at 1 p.m. Awesome, great. Number 6, the answer is C. It is to speed up... to speed up nerve impulse conduction. Again here, the signal gets received by the dendrites, integrated by the soma, and gets sent along the axon, and the myelin sheath here speeds up that transmission. Alrighty. Number 7, what structure is responsible for regulating vital functions such as heart rate and breathing? What structure is responsible for regulating vital functions such as heart rate and breathing? I hate this last. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jenny. I do repost the replay on YouTube. Again, the number 4 was dendrite. If you miss anything, it'll be on YouTube later today. I definitely recommend going to check that out if you miss anything. Awesome, guys. The answer is B. It is the medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata. Thank you for the finger heart again, Charlene. I appreciate you. The medulla oblongata is what controls autonomic functions like breathing, heart rate, or like respiratory rate. The cerebellum is going to be for coordination and balance. The thalamus is like our relay center for sensory information. And the hypothalamus regulates homeostasis. It's called the master regulator in endocrine functions as well. Number 8, which part of the brain is involved in coordination and balance? I kind of accidentally just answered that in the last thing. Thank you, Kim, for the finger hearts. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. My phone isn't getting charged for some weird reason. So sorry. Let's see if that works. Hello to everybody that just joined. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Welcome. My name is Ollie. I do go live every day covering anatomy and physiology. Thank you for watching. Someone takes the NHA. Oh, gotcha. I do go live every day. I have a master's degree in molecular medicine. I cover A&P and other topics that you guys request. Fridays, we do pharmacology. I do have my topic schedule posted on my TikTok. It's one of my recent posts. If you comment what you want to see on there, that's what I use as the poll in terms of what topics I will cover for the following week. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for the finger hearts. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hitting the live goal today. I do have a study guide on the muscles. Yes, it's on my website. I do have a couple videos on the muscular system as well. Number 8, the answer is the cerebellum, as we talked about. Or I'm sorry, that's the cerebrum. Sometimes my brain mixes those up. The answer choice is C, coordination and balance. It is going to be, so the cerebellum is for like fine-tuning and like perfecting. You deserve all the hearts. Oh my gosh. I do have... I do post these to my website sometimes. This specific one isn't up there. You deserve all the hearts. You provide very important information. Thank you, Sherlyn. I definitely try to. It's definitely a goal. I do have a study guide on cells. Yes, I would definitely check out my website for sure. This particular study question, no, but I do have other practice tests up. But enough requests that I will post this one as well. This is general A&P today, but this is just great anatomy and physiology review. It's just general review. Mondays and Tuesdays, we'll be doing Hezi and T's review. And next week, we're actually probably going to do some chemistry review as well. It's been very popular lately. Number 9, the largest part of the brain that is responsible for our conscious thought is what? I do have lymphatic and reproductive system study guides, but I haven't done the lymphatic and reproductive system. I did reproductive system 2 weeks ago-ish. There's a recent video on the reproductive system, yes. I haven't been forced to update it yet, because I think GoodNote 6 is, it's like you have to pay monthly for that. Yeah, so it's one of the replays of the live that's for the reproductive system, yeah. So yeah, no problem. I'll definitely do some more reproductive system next week though, if it's requested. Just to go comment on that recent video. I definitely will, whatever is highly requested. But we're doing chemistry for sure next week. I haven't decided on all the other topics yet. But number 9, the answer is the cerebrum. Cerebrum is D. Number 9, it is the largest part of the brain. It handles like thought, memory, and sensory processing. The brainstem is for involuntary functions. The thalamus, again, the sensory relay station. Cerebrum was for that fine-tuning, which we just talked about. Then we're on to number 10 now. The spinal cord ends at approximately which vertebral level in adults? Again, in adults. The spinal cord ends at approximately what vertebral level? I'm trying to fix for some reason my phone won't charge. So if I'm messing around with my camera a little bit, that's why I'm trying to, my port is a little, there we go. I think we're good now. Awesome. Hello to everybody that just joined. Welcome. My name is Ollie. I have a master's degree in molecular medicine, and I do go live every day covering anatomy and physiology. And I do post these replays to YouTube afterwards. My YouTube is my name here, Ollie Herzig, or it's linked in my bio, as well as my notes and study guides for anatomy and physiology. The answer to number 10 now, we're on number 10. The spinal cord ends at approximately the L1 to L2 level in adults. The L1 to L2 level. T12 is above the end. L5 to S1, that's too low. C7 is in the neck region. All right, moving on to number 11. The protective membranes that surround the brain and spinal cord are called the... Number 11. The protective membranes that surround the brain and spinal cord are called the... I go live at 1 p.m. all this week. I definitely post a schedule on my TikTok as to what time, but until Sunday at least, we'll be live at 1 p.m. every day. I'm going to follow. Thank you, Alicia. I started nursing school in 2 weeks. Kind of nervous. Don't be nervous. You got this. Just keep working hard. Please center. Yep. Thank you for all the follows, everybody. The answer is the meninges. B. These are the protective layers around the brain and spinal cord. The ventricles are the central spinal fluid-filled cavities. Thank you for the heart me, guys. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you. The plexuses, those are the nerve networks, and ganglia are clusters of neurons in the PNS. So PNS neuron clusters. Number 12, cerebral spinal fluid, or CSF, is primarily produced where? Where is it primarily produced? Do I have any tips for hands-on learners? I learn from looking and doing. Definitely practicing, Addie. Like, you have to... If you're more hands-on, then when it comes to the anatomy, practice labeling things, practice drawing things out. When it comes to processes, draw out the processes if that's more hands-on. It's definitely more active that way. Just reading from notes and stuff probably won't help you very much. So many people trying to co-host. Oh my goodness. Anatomy and coloring book too, yeah. I always used my anatomy and physiology coloring book for when I was struggling with a particular structure and I just couldn't remember. I definitely used it for the forearm. That was a big one. The forearm is a nightmare to try to learn for the first time. Number 12, the answer is C. Choroid plexus. This is what produces cerebral spinal fluid, CSF. Pineal gland, this is for melatonin. The hypothalamus, again, this is for the endocrine system, like regulation. And the pituitary gland, that's for, that's more so for like the, endocrine system as well. Kind of does a bunch of things, but it does produce, regulate, things like that. Number 13, the somatic nervous system controls what? Somatic nervous system controls what? Thank you again for all the follows. Thank you for the heart, Nana. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. I love doing these live streams. I appreciate you guys. They're always so fun to do with you guys. I'll give you guys just a couple moments. Number 13, the answer is C. It is voluntary muscle movements. So let's think of the word somatic. Somatic means body. So what does your body do? Your body moves, and your movement of your body is voluntary. You have to consciously think about it to make your body move. And then there's inversely, there's the autonomic. This is kind of like automatic. Therefore, that is more so for involuntary. Involuntary. Hopefully that helps the differences between those two. So the autonomic would be for this. For involuntary. Reflexes is not really the full role, but the somatic nervous system is involved in it. Number 14. Which division of the autonomic nervous system is responsible for fight or flight? Most of these questions is just whenever I'm just pulling information from my textbook. Answer choice for number 14 is D, the sympathetic, where we have our sympathetic and our parasympathetic. And if sympathetic is our fight or our flight, and the way that I always remember parasympathetic, which is our rest and digest, parasympathetic has para. I always think of parachute, slows you down from falling, slows from falling. So when you rest, you're slowing down. When you have to rest and digest, you slow down, if you think about it. That's how I always thought of it, the difference between those two. Number 15, Schwann cells are found in the Schwann cells are found in the Yes, this is a little bit these are undergrad level. This is helpful for the T's. I'm struggling to learn this stuff. Maybe you're making this easy. Awesome, thank you, Aaron. I'm definitely trying to. I just took AMP2 and I can't remember a thing. Oh my gosh. I always remember them by using Spanish. Para means stop. Yes, that is also a good way. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Taking my hezzy next week. Good luck. You got this. But hello to everybody that just joined. We're on number 15 now. Schwann cells are found in the peripheral nerves. So Schwann cells, they are going to myelinate cells in the PNS, so peripheral nerves. Oligodendrocytes would do central nervous system. But hello to everybody that just joined. Welcome, my name is Ollie. I have a master's degree in molecular medicine, and I do go live every day, covering anatomy and physiology and other topics that you guys request. We just did number 15. We're going to move on to number 16, which asks, what structure connects the central nervous system to limbs and organs? Welcome. I've been tutoring anatomy and physiology for about 5 years, since 2020. I'm studying this for the MCAT. Awesome, great. Yeah, this is good review for stuff for the MCAT, yes. We have an anatomy and physiology exam tomorrow. Good luck on your exam tomorrow. Toward the right. So move toward the right. Yes, there we go. I've actually been thinking about medical school again, so I've been thinking about taking the MCAT. I don't know if anyone's interested in some MCAT content if I go through it. I have my T's next week. Good luck on your T's. I got a neuropsych exam this week. This is perfect. Yes, perfect. Please, but yeah, if people are interested in MCAT stuff, I definitely will be posting about it. Number 16. What structure connects the central nervous system to limbs and organs? That's the role of our peripheral nerves, our peripheral nervous system. It's going to relay messages to and from the central nervous system. The meninges, again, we talked about those are the protective layers. The ganglia, those are what are going to contain our neuronal cell bodies. Ventricles are like central spinal fluid nervous, fluid filled sacs, spaces. 17. What type of neuron carries impulses away from the central nervous system to effectors? Yes, Schwann-Wells are peripheral, yes. Why is this fun? I'm glad it's fun. Yes, for the MCAT stuff. Perfect, yeah. Definitely would not mind doing those for sure. So, we have our signals that go to the CNS and away from the CNS. So the answer, so again, what type of neuron carries signals away from the CNS? This is the signal, and this is the difference here. So, efferent, the answer is C, efferent. Efferent is going to carry it away from the CNS. Afferent is going to carry it towards the CNS. Does that make sense, everybody? E for exit. This is the way I always think about it. Exit, we're exiting. The way I was thinking about alphabet is the first letter of the alphabet. So first, we must take the signal to the CNS, and then that signal must exit through efferent. Does that make sense, everybody? Before I move on. Yes. Perfect, everybody. Perfect. Moving on to number 18. Which of the following is not part of the peripheral nervous system? Which of the following is not part of the peripheral nervous system? F off. That's so funny. That is so funny. Someone put in the comments, F off. That is so funny. I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. I've never heard that before. That's a good one, though. But hello to everybody that just joined. Wow, there's a lot more people in here now. Thanks for joining, everybody. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. My name is Ollie. I have a master's degree in molecular medicine, and I've been tutoring anatomy and physiology for about 5 years now. And I do go live every day covering anatomy and physiology and topics that you guys request. And I do upload these to YouTube afterwards as well. It's linked in my bio. It's just my name, Ollie Hertzog, but it is linked in my bio as well as my study guides and notes. We're on number 18. Which of the following is not part of the peripheral nervous system? The answer is spinal cord. It's part of the central nervous system. Number 19. Which cranial nerve is responsible for vision? So I should actually take out the names. I should take out the names for these. I didn't think about that when I made these. I always do that. Let's do this real quick. Sometimes they always give it away, in my opinion. So, 2, 3, 4. Most of these questions are on the T's. Yeah, that's great. Awesome. Perfect. I actually do have some endocrine live streams up on my YouTube. I definitely would go check them out. I have my topic schedule on my TikTok, but I do have a couple on there as well. But it's the optic nerve, which is 2. So the oculomotor, that's for eye muscle control. Trochlear is about our superior oblique muscle, and facial is our facial expressions. What about number 20, the vagus nerve? What does that innervate? Vagus nerve innervates what? This would have helped like 20 minutes ago before I took my NP exam. I'm so sorry. That's how it works for some people, sadly. Every time I go live, someone's like, oh, I just had an exam on this morning. I'm sorry. And if I miss any questions, sorry. I have sometimes I write on my screen and I miss, so definitely repeat your question and I will take a look. So vagus nerve is the heart, lungs, and digestive tract. The way that I always kind of remember that, when you go to, you think of Las Vegas, you go gambling, you drink a bunch, I don't know, do things you're not supposed to do, and you really mess up when you go to Vegas, your heart, lungs, and GI tract are not happy with you. Because I don't know, that's the way I always think about it. It's definitely a weird way to remember, but that's how I always remembered that. Number 21, the olfactory nerve is involved in what? And hello to everybody that just joined. Welcome. There's just about over 500 of you just a second ago. But welcome if you're new here. My name is Ollie. I do go live every day covering anatomy and physiology. Topics that you guys request. The heart is shaped like Vegas. Yeah, that's also a good one, yeah. Or I Heart Vegas. Yeah, that's a good one too. But welcome, my name is Ollie. I have a master's degree in molecular medicine, and we do go live here every day covering anatomy and physiology and all the topics that you guys request. We're doing pharmacology tomorrow, some respiratory pharmacology. I do take live topic requests on my most recent TikTok post, or second to most recent, with the schedule. Or if you guys send me an email, I will put it in there. Mondays and Tuesdays, we'll do Hezi and T review for anatomy and physiology. We're going to do chemistry next week. Number 21, the olfactory nerve is for smell. So taste is more so for taste, that would be more so for the facial and glossopharyngeal. Vision would be the optic, and balance would be the vestibulocochlear nerve. Moving on to number 22, which cranial nerve controls most of the eye's movements? So most. And by most, sorry, I think I bumped this. By most, it's 4 out of the 6 movements. It is C. It is the oculomotor nerve, cranial nerve 3. So the trigeminal, that's like the sensory motor to face. The abducens is the lateral rectus, and the glossopharyngeal is taste and pharynx control. The oculomotor controls 4 out of 6 movements of the extraocular muscles. The abducens is our lateral rectus muscle. And again, the oculomotor does 4 out of 6 movements with the extraocular muscles. Moving on to 23. The cranial nerve responsible for hearing and balance is called the... Yes, this will be on later. This will be up later today on YouTube, as well as the one from yesterday. We did urinary and digestive tract yesterday. That'll be up later today as well. I like your bracelets. Thank you. I have John 3:16, Jeremiah 29:11. I got these a long time ago. I've had these for years, since I've probably had them for 8 years now. They last long too. I wear these almost every day, so they last a long time. I got them for Christmas. I don't remember where I got them. Number 23, the cranial nerve responsible for hearing and balance is the vestibulocochlear nerve. That's what really gives us our hearing and our balance, also known as, they'll say, equilibrium. The hypoglossal, this is for our tongue. The accessory, more so for neck muscles. And the trigeminal nerve, that's for Mainly facial sensation. Thank you guys. Thank you for complimenting the bracelets. Number 24, damage to which cranial nerve can result in Bell's palsy, which is where you see a lot of facial muscle paralysis. Best lab ever. Awesome, thank you. What's this for? This is for anatomy and physiology. This is more so for the undergraduate degree level. Pretty much anything that you need anatomy and physiology for, it's just fantastic review. So. Why is anatomy so hard? Honestly, I really believe that anatomy is so hard just because of the amount of information. It's just so much, and most people have it in such little amount of time. I had anatomy and physiology in undergrad, and that was 16 weeks, and I thought that was already a lot. And then I had it in grad school, and I had it again in 8 weeks, and that was brutal. I had no life. But there are some people that have it in 5 weeks, and I've tutored people with 5 weeks. I honestly, that's insane to me. Number 24. Sorry, I got off track there. The answer is it's kind of in the answer. It's our facial nerve. VII. Oops. Put an extra in there by accident. So when you have damage to that that nerve, it'll cause paralysis of your facial muscles, which is what you see in Bell's palsy. Vagus, again, is for our autonomic functions. We heart, vagus, heart, lungs, GI tract, trigeminal. That's more so sensory, motor. So if you had damage to your trigeminal, this would be more so you wouldn't be able to feel more stuff in there. Ossopharyngeal, that's our taste and throat area. So taste /throat. Alrighty. Moving on to number 25. General senses are detected by what? I made this question. Do I cover cardio? Yes, that's actually going to be on Saturday, I believe. I gotta check my schedule. I have my topic schedule. But yeah, I'll be covering cardiovascular system soon again. Awesome. I go live every day. I will be live on 1 p.m. this week. The time might change for next week, but I have 1 p.m. every day this week. But I do go live every day. The answer here, our general senses are skin, muscle, joints. So our special sensory organs are like smell, vision. So this is just like the general senses. Retina is for just vision. Taste buds, that's gestation for taste. Number 26. Which type of receptor detects pain? 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's my second most recent post with all the times and topics. And then the comment section of that video, if you comment what you want to see, that's what I'll use to make it for next week. I haven't decided when I'm going to be covering this information again. But again, if you go request it on that video, my second most recent video as of right now. It has my schedule on there. Comment there what you want to see. More than happy to take a look at it and put it in the topic stuff for next week. But right now, Monday and Tuesday are Hezi and T's style questions for A&P. So this will be like A&P 1 we'll go over. A&P 2. Wednesday, we will probably do Chem. And then Thursday, I haven't decided. Friday will be some sort of pharmacology. And then Saturday and Sunday, I don't have anything yet. So whatever you guys request. I'm more than happy to take your requests. Awesome. Thanks for the follows, everybody. Yes, I do those style of questions, ATI style questions. Absolutely. Respiratory upper and yes, we'll do respiratory, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's on Saturday. We're doing cardio and respiratory systems. And then we're doing respiratory pharmacology tomorrow. I have to check. It's been a while since I looked at my schedule, but so the answer to number 26 is the nociceptor. Answer is C. These are what is going to detect pain. Thermoreceptors are for temperature. Mechanoreceptors are for like pressure, stretch, and proprioceptors are for like position. Number 27, where are those proprioceptors, primarily located? I do have practice questions on my website. This particular one is not up yet. I go live for about an hour to 2 hours normally. I try to at least. I try to go live for about an hour or two. Sometimes I go faster, sometimes I go longer. Kind of depends. My website name it's just Medzeg. It's also linked in my bio. And then I post the replays of these to go over again on YouTube, which is my name. I heard these are both linked in my TikTok bio. The answer is B. It is muscles, tendons, and joints. These are going to monitor our body position, which makes sense for our movement. Hair follicles, it's more like touch. Epidermis, general touch. Taste buds are chemoreceptors. Number 28, the sensation of touch is primarily detected by... The sensation of touch is primarily detected by... Give you guys a moment to do this. What do I use to quiz myself on? Mostly, I'm able to kind of mostly just use like my own notes and textbook. I'm pretty good at that. I just posted a video on YouTube last week on how I take notes and how I quiz myself. I make my notes pretty active. It's on my YouTube, but I did just make a video about that. How I can pretty much read my textbook once, maybe twice, and know the info, just studying that way. Yes, this will be on YouTube as well. Yep, it'll be up later today. That one and the one from yesterday. I think it should be up soon. It's still uploading now, but the answer choice here is A. It is the Merkel cells and Meissner corpuscles. These are involved in our fine touch sensation. The Ruffini endings, this is for like stretch. Ruffinian corpuscles only, that's not true. This is for like a vibration, and this is more so for deeper touch. But again, the question asked primarily detected. So our Merkel cells and our Meissner corpuscles primarily detect our touch. It's like fine touch, very light pressure. Pacinian corpuscles, yes, they are involved in touch, but they are not our primary, as that is more so for vibration and deep touch. And then D are free nerve endings. These can be more for mainly temperature, but also pain. And then thermoreceptors respond to pressure, meaning like if I have my hand here and I'm pushing down hard, that's pressure. If I'm pushing down hard, it's a lot of pressure. If I'm kind of just slightly putting pressure on, it's light. Awesome. It is temperature. And then 30, which of the following detects deep pressure and high frequency vibration? I kind of just talked about that. Our number 30 now. Awesome. It's the Pacinian corpuscles. So again, these were for our fine touch nociceptors. These were what we answered earlier. Pain. This is why it's always important to go through and kind of write out why certain answers are wrong, because again, in 28 we essentially, because we knew this was vibration and deep touch, we answered the question for 30. That's why I always recommend going that. Those were all the questions that I had planned today. I will be back again tomorrow, and I will be here to answer some questions. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, pretty much the rest of the week. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I believe this is respiratory pharmacology. This is going to be cardio and respiratory systems for A&P, and then muscular and skeletal. The muscular skeletal systems are on Sunday. So pharm, cardio. Thank you. I feel better. Awesome. Thank you. I'm a good teacher. Thank you guys. Seriously. Shindo sent is it a donut? I think it's a donut or a candy ring. Thank you. Lots for the roses. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. You guys are saying thank you, but truly thank you. You guys are the reason that I love doing this. These are so much fun to do. I appreciate you. A donut. Okay. Thank you for the donut, Shindo. Thank you. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. I always talk about how I always tell everybody how fun you guys make this. I love you guys, seriously. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. It's preparing me for my exam on CNS and PNS. You're a blessing. Awesome, thank you. You guys are a blessing as well. Thank you so much. Looking forward to my farm live. Awesome. Yep, we'll be live tomorrow again doing some respiratory farm. Awesome. Again, some of you were asking what my IG was. My IG is medzig.ollie. My YouTube is my name. It is Ollie Herkseg. It's an H. I will be posting the replay of that on there. I just actually posted a recent YouTube video on how I take notes, kind of the method to make notes more active as opposed to passive. Oh yeah. More active instead of passive. So you're kind of studying, so you learn information the first time you read it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your day as well. Thank you for joining. And then my study guides. So study guides, notes. It's my website, Medzig. These are linked in my bio. And I will stick around here to answer any just quick questions here. Did anyone have any quick questions here before I go? Thanks for all the likes on the live. So I just hit 10K likes. I appreciate you guys. We also just hit 60,000 followers, which is insane. I thank you guys so much. Thanks for all the follows as well. You guys are awesome. Any other just quick questions here? Again, if you want some topic requests, please go put them in the comments on that one video. I'd be more than happy to do those for you guys. I'll stick around here for just a minute, a couple moments or so to answer any questions that you guys have. Yeah, I can do some medical terminology, yeah. I do some medical terminology, yeah. I do some in my Hessian Teas reviews. Awesome, 11,000 likes on the live. You guys are awesome, seriously. I love you guys. You guys make this so much fun. Anything else real quick before I go? I'm going to get going here, but I would be more than happy to answer any quick questions before I go. Just quick. Is it possible to pass Anatomy and Physiology 1 and Composition in the summer class? Yeah, absolutely. Anatomy over the summer is... It's definitely faster paced. Most of them are shorter. So it's definitely faster paced. I think you just have to be more efficient when it comes to how you study, how you take notes, your time management. I definitely recommend that's kind of one of the only things you do over the summer. But obviously you don't have to. I've worked and done these classes and whatnot, so you can definitely do it. But it's just a recommendation. Can I claim more on erythropoietin? Yeah. What is there anything specific about it? So like erythropoietin, it's a glycoprotein hormone that gets produced by the kidneys, a little bit in the liver, mostly by like more so a fetus. But erythropoietin is meant to stimulate red blood cell production in the bone marrow. It gets most of the time it's released more so for hypoxia, which is low oxygen levels. So blood loss, higher altitude, any sort of condition where there's poor oxygen delivery. $12K likes on the live. You guys are insane. In a good way. It's always good. Thanks. Yep, no problem, Collins. No problem. Any other quick questions here? I am going to get going. Any other quick questions? Can I do monosynaptic versus polysynaptic X? Absolutely. Let me put in a blank sheet here. So monosynaptic. So are we talking about the reflexes, right? Just to clarify. Just making sure. The reflexes, right? Yes, okay. So a monosynaptic reflex versus a polysynaptic reflex. Let's put this over to the side more. So reflex. So let's take a look. What does mono mean? Let's break down the words. Mono versus poly. Mono means one. Poly means many. So let's think about, one versus many what? Synaptic. What is synaptic? Synapse. So polysynaptic is one synapse. Monosynaptic, one synapse. Polysynaptic is going to be many synapses. A great way to think about that. So it's going to be a reflex arc using only one synapse between a sensory to motor neuron. The polysynaptic reflex is going to be one or more interneurons between sensory and motor neurons. So this is very monosynaptic because you only have one. It's very fast. It's very direct. Example of a monosynaptic reflex would be your knee jerk. So if you think about when you're at the doctor and just say this is a really bad drawing of a person, but if they're sitting here and the doctor taps on your knee and you kick it out, that's a quick example of that. They're direct, they're fast, they're simple. The polysynaptic one is slower. More so, this is going to be so if we're just say this is a hot stove. So we have a hot stove and you're standing above it and you put your hand on it and it's there and then you go, yow, and then you move it away. You sense the pain and then you move it away. That's what's going to be a polysynaptic reflex. So a pain receptor or a sensory synapse with interneurons. It's just more complex, more so for coordinated reflex, something like that. These do not, so these have no interneurons. The way I always think about it, if you think of a corporation, if you have to if you were a small business, right? If you're going to send out a package and you're going to send it to your friend, you're going to do that. But if you're a corporation, there's a factory, you have to send it to a delivery person, and then it comes to you. So it's just a longer process in that regard. Does that help? The pupillary reflex is a polysynaptic reflex, mainly because your pupils are going to restrict to light. So that would involve multiple neurons and synapses across sensory and motor pathways. So you have your light stimulus that hits the retina, your sensory neuron, particularly the cranial nerve. Hold on one sec. Cranial nerve 2, or optic nerve. So our optic carries it to the pretectal area in our midbrain, where we integrate it, and then from there, we travel, along our oculomotor nerve, and our fibers sense that, and then it innervates the sphincter pupillae muscle and constricts the pupil. So it involves at least two ways. So you have to go from the retina to the midbrain, to the ciliary ganglia, and then to the target muscle. Where the reflex is more so the sensory goes straight to the reflex. This is where it gets integrated. I actually have some videos on the blood flow through the heart columns. And we're going to do that on Saturday. Yes, I do sell some of the questions. They're on my website. This particular one is not up yet, though. Oops. Give me one sec. Ooh. Oh, no. Man, I might end my life. This verification thing, the same shape. These are the same shape. There we go. Jeesh. Uh, 1 p.m. on Saturday, yes. 1 p.m. on Saturday. Alrighty, I am going to get going. Any just other little quick questions here? Were we good on the polysynaptic versus monosynaptic? Eastern Standard Time. So 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, perfect. What's a good way to remember the cranial nerves? Pretty much. I always recommend kind of practice I use flashcards for those. I would write out and I practiced the innervation, the name, which the number matched up with which name, what it innervates, what it performs. But mnemonic is a great way to memorize the order. Alrighty. I'm going to get going now, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. if you're going to be there, or in another live stream. Again, these will be posted on YouTube afterwards. They're linked in my bio. We'll be back again Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And if you guys have any topic requests, that one video on TikTok, go ahead and comment it there, and I will definitely take a look at it. Thank you guys for all the follows, all the likes on the live. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your Thursday. I will see you guys tomorrow or hopefully in another live stream soon. Thank you guys.